Morning all. Normally I start with the preview, but we only have the 4 games tonight. The preview is coming. And there's been a lot of deals that have taken place. So I'm better off posting the trades first and making this video and then doing the preview after. And then, of course, we have the live stream. And so there's some interesting movement going on. There's a lot more that's going to happen from here. But to sum things up here, Marc-Andre Fleury is now a member of the Minnesota Wild. I like what Minnesota's doing. So went ahead and wore Minnesota. There's a conditional 2022 second-round pick going back to Chicago. There are conditions that make that a first-round pick as well. But if those conditions are met, I don't think there's a Minnesota fan anywhere who's going to be upset with them ending up giving up a first. Basically, if they reach the conference finals. I believe it's if they reach the conference finals and Fleury has 4 wins out of the wins necessary to get to that conference final appearance, then it becomes a first-round pick. If Minnesota reaches the Final Four, I think their fans will be quite happy. So it's one of those trades within the division, but again, Chicago's out of it. Fleury's into UFA at the end of the year, and they turned Marc-Andre Fleury into an asset after they picked him up from Vegas for what essentially turned out to be nothing, just taking on that contract. So that's some nice moves there by Chicago, taking on the contract nobody else wanted to pick up, and then trading it off for what could end up being a first-round pick at the deadline. I think that's pretty good. Marcus Johansson is back to back to Washington. We haven't seen Florida make a move yet today. So, and there's been word that they are still, looking to make some moves. So Marcus Johansson goes back to Washington in exchange for Daniel Sprong, who's been in and out of their lineup. Sprong has the scoring ability, and he's still young enough to realize it. I think this is a good move for both players. I think Johansson was having a decent year, but obviously, Seattle's looking to their future. And then also what Seattle's getting back is a 2022 4th-round pick and a 2023 6th-round pick. So not too bad, I think, on both sides. I think both teams will be happy with this trade. So again, Seattle's adding picks, right? Winnipeg has also added a 4th-round pick. At least it's what I've seen, it looks like a 4th-round pick going to Winnipeg, and this is where it gets kind of tough because some of these trades change, where it gets reported and then, okay, there's an extra pick or there's something going on. Now, the rights to Nathan Smith are traded to Arizona. He was not going to sign with Winnipeg anyways, as well as Brian Little's contract, so he is not going to play hockey again. Basically, he's on LTIR for the remainder of that contract. It has 2 years left at $5.2 million each year. And it's a 4th-round pick going back to the Winnipeg Jets. I haven't seen if it's a 4th-round pick from this year or next year, but Arizona has a lot of picks, so this is where that comes in handy. And I think it's a good move for Arizona. Again, they get the rights to a player they can sign, same as McBain last night, and there you go. And that trade was finalized today, too. Anton Forsberg is staying with the Ottawa Senators. They signed him to a 3-year extension at $2.75 million per season. We remember last year when Anton Forsberg was on the waiver wire and kept getting claimed. Eventually, Ottawa's the last one to claim him. And he's done well in Ottawa. So he's earned that money, and it's a good story. 29 years of age, and now he's found himself a home, and he's playing pretty darn well. So, all the best to him. Also signing extensions today, Jake DeBrusk has signed a 2-year, $4 million per season, or $8 million in total, deal with the Boston Bruins. And the reason this has been signed is to make it easier to trade him. So the qualifying offer might have scared off certain teams, and so him being signed to a 2-year extension should make it easier for him to be traded by the Boston Bruins. And so we expect that to happen by noon my time anyways today, which is 3 p.m. Eastern. And Karl Vejmelka is staying with Arizona. They signed him to a 3-year deal for $2.725 million per season. That was seen as the prerequisite if they were going to keep him at the deadline. Now, Vejmelka's given some pretty good goaltending to the Arizona Coyotes, who, of course, traded Wedgwood last night. So Vejmelka is going to be there either as the starter or a 1A, 1B situation next season. And, yeah, all the best to him. And, again, Vejmelka is not as young as some of the other young players playing in the league as rookies. So, yeah, I'm happy for Vejmelka on that one. And another goaltender being moved today. Kahkonen's been traded to San Jose for Jacob Middleton. They've said that there's a draft pick involved as well. So I would think the draft pick's going to Minnesota as well in that deal. And it's a shame for Kahkonen because I thought he played well at times this year, but yeah, Minnesota's goaltending was letting them down over the last month, and so picking up Fleury, letting go of Kahkonen, it makes a lot of sense, and so we'll see what happens from there. So let me know your thoughts regarding the deals that have taken place already today. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.